Welcome to Siri Bytes. In this session of recording, I'm going to extend the previous topic, okay, VLOOKUP. Okay, so in the previous VLOOKUP recording, what we did is we from the workbook B, based on the symbol, these open prices were brought to the workbook A in column B. Okay, so now let's do the validation on it, whether whatever we did is right or wrong. Okay, so the validation, this validation is also helpful in so many ways. Okay, so this same technique can be applied to whenever there is a validation that is required, whether the data that we have or data we are manipulating is right or wrong. Okay, so in this case what I'm going to do is very simple. Okay, so based on this I want to see the prices, whether the prices that was retrieved from workbook B is right or wrong, right? Okay, let's start. Now I'm thinking about A and B, right? So a combination of A and B should be checked. Okay, now what I'm going to do is very simple here. Okay, so I mean there can be many techniques, but this is one of the technique. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to concatenate these two. Okay, now the concatenation is a function. Okay, so there is a using that function, let's do it. Okay, and also there might be other functions that we can use, but the concatenation function and what are the other steps that we're going to do. Okay, let's start. Now in here in cell T2, okay, I'm going to write a function concatenate. Okay, what I am saying is A, so I'm going to say A and just a colon, after that I'm going to say B and okay. Now symbol, and which is a, for our own understanding, I did a semicolon in between the price and the symbol. Okay, now I'm going to extend this to the entire rows. Okay, all right, so now for the entire rows, this formula, by once we extend it, it is already, it did whatever it's supposed to do. It concatenated the row, the data in column A to data in column B with a semicolon in between. Okay, now we're going to do the same here too. Okay, we're going to do the same here in workbook B. This is workbook B, correct? Okay, in cell AD2, what I'm going to do is write a concatenating function on A again. Concatenate in column ZD, which is, I mean, column A2 and semicolon, and now column D2. Okay, okay, now you see that, okay, the symbol along with the price is being concatenated with a semicolon between. So I extend it to all the rows. Now very simple. So what I'm going to do is concat, I'm going to write a concat A with D. Okay, I'm going to say that. Just this is the header. Now Now to highlight, to copy all these rows instead of scrolling back and forth like this, what you need to do is highlight this plus control button, okay, plus control button, plus control button in here, okay, and down arrow, control shift down arrow, control shift down arrow, and control C. Control to highlight all the rows until the last row, and to copy it we used control shift up, press control first, next shift and down arrow, okay, then it copied everything, I mean it highlighted everything. Then we said control C, okay, this is in workbook B, correct, and this is in, now we want to transfer it, that data to control, transfer that data to workbook A. So now I'm going to paste it here. See here, when you are pasting that down, because we used a function there, that's the reason we are not able to retrieve the data. I mean it just said reference. Instead of that, you go to the paste, on the bottom you are seeing here paste options right here. If you look at here, you can see my cursor, I'm just moving around, and go and say paste values. Now the paste values, once you said paste values, all the values has been pasted in this column. Now say that okay, this is workbook B values, okay. Now in the same fashion workbook A, okay. Now I'm saying control shift down, control C, okay. Now you have workbook A values and workbook B values, right? So what I did is I highlighted the entire sheet and just said okay, left align, that's all I said, okay. So they're all left align. Now we want to compare whether these two values in these two columns, this is columns, I mean this data is from workbook B and this data is from workbook A, which we copied. So we want to compare whatever we copied in this column and the source is from workbook B is right or wrong, okay. So what I do is I just highlight these two rows, and when you press the home on it, then on the home you go to condition formatting, okay. See, you can see here different options on this ribbon, right? So you highlight the conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, and say scroll all the way to down and say that duplicate values, okay. Highlight cell rules, scroll down and duplicate values, okay. So if the same value JD 0.33 is available in column B, okay, column, then they both, it's saying that okay, the value did present in column B, okay. So if you look at here, Berkshire/B, there are few like that which is saying that okay, I'm not able to find it in column B, okay. So the few of them, it's saying that I cannot find it, correct? Okay. Let's see what happened. So I'm going to use filter and filter by color, no fill. Okay, now these are the values that it is saying that okay, I did not find whatever you have in this list, I did not find it from workbook B. That's the reason I did not bring those values. Okay, so what might happen is, okay, in workbook, if you look at TSPH, okay, let's see. Do you have TSPH in here? Let's check it. No. So this column A does not have TSP at all. That's the reason workbook B has it, but workbook A doesn't have it. If I take one more example, FPE, let's see. FPI is there, but no FPE. Okay, that's fine. So let's say shop. Nope, I don't see it. Okay, so it's clear, right? So whatever we have in this workbook, so it pulled all the right data from workbook B, but these are some extras that are available in workbook B. That's the reason it didn't pull it. That's fine. So no issues. But here what we saw is, if more than one combination, so this is the idea, if more than one combination needs to be checked out, in the best way to do it here is concatenate them, bring it to one sheet or paste it in one sheet, adjacent sheet, and just use the function conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, duplicate values. Then it will exactly, if the right data has been pulled, then it is exactly says okay, both are matching, then we pull the right data, right? Whatever we have here, these are extras. That's the reason these rows in this column, whatever that is not colored, then which are just white, these are not available in workbook A. So this is one type of validation you can use by using conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, duplicate values, and to highlight the entire row is just a simple trick is Control Shift button and down arrow. Control Shift and down arrow. Control Shift and down arrow. Okay, so and the what we use conditional formatting. In the conditional formatting, we used highlight cell rules, highlight cell rules, and duplicate values. Okay, duplicate values. So this is, so the validation for kind of validation that can be done in multiple in multiple, if you have more than one combination, then you better concatenate it, and there might be other ways too. Yes, I can write a few other functions, but the easiest and quick way to do it, okay, this is the best way. Okay folks, okay, see you in the next video. Siri Bytes, please help us by subscribing it and let us know what, and we'll try to record the content based on your interest. And I really appreciate if you can comment. Signing off, keep smiling and be good. Thanks.